Hola, hola, hola. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. It's me, Sunshine Day, your spiritual living coach. And I want to welcome you to a spiritual remedy. Here we are already in the month of June. Today is June the 7th, 2021. And do we have an amazing time planned for you today? I see a world where people in recovery are living their best life and loving it. And so, what I get the opportunity, the honor, and the privilege to do is to provide spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation. Wow, what a time we have had. We're on our way out of our pandemic, COVID, the quarantine, and people are beginning to move out and about and begin to live their life. Folks are being vaccinated, and folks are just like moving along and living their life. And so it is important now in this moment for us to just like pause and really review what has gone on for us in our lives and how we want to move forward. I think that that is ultimately important. Good morning, Bertha. So glad that you're with us this morning. I too am grateful for this opportunity. I mean, when I think about it, we are absolutely what an absolute gift this is for us to be able to get together in this moment, in this time, in this way, to have an exchange and to really love one another. And the reason why I really want to just kind of quickly review where we've been is because where we've been has been created by us, and where we're going is created by us individually and collectively. And this month, we're looking at the theme of wholeness. Wholeness. And the definition of wholeness is containing everything, right? It contains all components, it is complete. And irrespective of what has happened in the past, we use it. We use what has happened in the past. We use our experiences to actually kind of go, hey, do I like this? Do I not like this? Is this what I want? Is this how I want to live? We use it so that we can gauge how we want to move forward and go, oh, I really enjoyed this. I want more of it. And so I'm going to do what I did to continue to have more of it. Or I don't like that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different. And that's what's important. And I want to start that off with looking at wholeness, our wholeness, that you are already whole, perfect, and complete, just as you are. We have been raised in a society that tells us that we're lacking, that we're limited, that we're small, that we're not perfect. And in that, what happens is we have this mindset that there's something wrong with us. And add to that, those of us who have a dis-ease, right? Alcoholism addiction, food addiction, those of us who are plagued by the weapons of mass distraction, those things that, good morning, sunny day, those things that distract us from living our full and complete life. Love you, Farrell. So glad to have you with us this morning. When we allow drugs, alcohol, food, sex, gambling, shopping, all of those weapons of mass distraction to commandeer our mind and our lives, we are no longer the captain of our ship. We're no longer surrendering our life to a power greater than ourselves. That is this indwelling power and presence, this life force within us. We are actually then just surrendering our life over to the care of addiction, of alcoholism, of despair, of fear, of anxiety, of depression. And so when we start off with the premise that you are already whole, meaning that there's nothing lacking, and you begin to actually live from that place, then we're starting off in a power position. Here's what I wrote in Begin Within, the book that we use as a reference for the month. It says, you are whole even when it doesn't seem so. When you place your attention on wholeness this month, you will develop a strong sense of how your life is filled with wholeness. This month, your daily practice broadens upon your current concept of what wholeness is. When I'm thinking about the wholeness of a fruit, the wholeness, it is there, it is complete, there's nothing lacking. It is the same with us. We are already whole, but we have been taught that we're not. And because we've been taught that we've been lacking, then what happens is we begin to believe it. And then we think those thoughts that I'm lacking, that I'm an addict, that I'm a dope fiend, that I'm an alcoholic, that I'm a food, I can't control nothing, yada, 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 and so forth and so on. However, when we actually begin with wholeness as it is, I'm already whole, perfect, and complete right here. Because right here is where higher power dwells, right? What we teach the children is there is no spot where God is not. That infinite power and presence is right where you are. It is inside of you. It is everywhere. It surrounds you. It is everywhere, right? Omnipresent, everywhere present. So it means that it is within you. It is actually that life force. That life force is God. It is right where you are. And so that life force is not lacking anything. That life force is whole, perfect, and complete. And so within you, at your core, you are whole, perfect, and complete. It is the center of your being. And so when we begin to put our attention there, wait a minute, at my core, I am whole. The wholeness, there's nothing lacking. I am complete right here. But it is when I begin to place my attention on anything other than that, where I kind of get into some kind of trouble, or actually really just a learning experience. You know, sometimes we call it trouble, but it's not really trouble. It's just an opportunity to learn the truth more and more, to learn the truth about who we really are. I know that it's been written that pain is the touchstone of our spiritual progress. Pain is the touchstone of our spiritual progress. And we experience pain when we're not recognizing our wholeness. We experience pain when we begin to believe that we are less than whole. We experience pain when we're not in touch with our higher power. That's when we're experiencing that pain. That's when we're experiencing the discord, when we're in chaos and distress. What is it about wholeness for you? Go ahead and type it into the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. What is it about wholeness? Like, what do you think separates you from believing and knowing your wholeness? What is that thing that stops you from kind of just like being so sure and kind of going, yes, I am whole. I'm perfect. I'm complete. There's nothing lacking. There's nothing lacking. What is that one thing? What is that? Or as they would say, what is that? Yeah, but yeah, I'm whole. Yeah, but, or I don't know. Because when we begin fear, thank you, Car. What's up? uh, fear, right? Fear. And what is fear but false evidence appearing real? Some people say, F everything and run. But for those of us who are really on this path to recognize our wholeness, it's really face everything and recover. Fear is really faith. We talked about this last month. Fear is really faith, and having that faith in something that we don't want to have happen. And so what else? What are the other things that keep you from recognizing your wholeness, right? Because what? If I'm whole, perfect, and complete, That means I'm powerful. And I might fear power. I might fear being successful. I might fear that I have to maybe cut off relationships, right? Expectations. Yes. So if I am whole, what does that mean? Does that mean that that now I'm going to be expected to do certain things, or yeah, like what does all of that really mean, right? Like, if my fears or expectations is standing in the gap between me and my wholeness, how do I begin to squeeze it out? How do I begin to eliminate the fears or the expectations of what it means to be complete? When I begin to believe that there is nothing lacking in me, there's nothing lacking, that I am complete. I like this other definition that I'll include, is not divided or disjoined in one unit, the full amount, the full amount, you know, the full amount. You are the full amount. This is it. You are complete. That the wholeness of God is your wholeness. The fullness of God is your fullness, the fullness of life. So whether we're thinking God as this indwelling power and presence, higher power, whether we're believing God as a deity, whether we're believing in energy or life itself, sometimes I like to use the word life for God. The fullness of life is right where I am, and there is nothing lacking. Right? Now, does that mean that if there's nothing lacking, does that mean that I can pick up and drink and drug and be involved in all the shenanigans that are the weapons of my of mass distraction, that keep me from my wholeness, that keep me from seeing my truth? No. What it means is that I do not need these substances and these distractions to feel complete. So the only way to feel complete is to feel complete. And the steps to begin to feel complete, besides feeling complete itself, and you're kind of going, yeah, that's kind of double talk there, sunshine. Come on, like, break it down. That is beginning to have that self-talk. That self-talk, you know, that self-talk, when you be like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Or that was just the stupidest thing I've ever done. Oh man, such an idiot. That self-talk. I'm never going to get this right. There I go. Here I am, drinking, drugging, shopping, doing all these things again. You know that voice. When we begin to shut that voice down and to say, no, I'm whole, I'm perfect, I am complete just the way I am. When we begin to introduce the idea of our wholeness, of our perfection, when we begin to think about this over and over again, I liken it to my desire of like wanting to take a trip. When I want to go on vacation, or the other day, my beloved and I, we went to Knott's Berry Farm, and as I was thinking about being at Knott's Berry Farm on all of the rides and the exhilaration and the thrills and the walking around and the just like laughing and joking, I remember having that desire to laugh, to have the thrill, to be, to have the wind in my face, as with my hands up in the air, as, riding the roller coasters and just kind of being in line, chatting it up with my beloved, right? Like, I already thought about it before I did it. And it's the same thing planning a vacation, planning to go see family, a party, you begin to think those thoughts about the event. You begin to feed that desire. And so it's the same way with addiction, right? Except now what you're doing is, instead of it being for your harm, it is actually for your good. You begin to look and kind of go, wow, what if I'm whole? What if that's for real? Like, what if what Sunshine is telling me about who I am, what if that's real? Wow, how would I live if I was whole? Like, what would I be doing? What would I be saying? How would I be dressing? How would I address people if that were really true? Because at first, you don't want to just like attack that stinking thinking that be like, you're a piece of crap. No, right? What you want to do is just kind of really ease into it. Well, what if that's true? What if it's true that I'm whole, that I'm perfect, that I'm complete right now, that there's nothing lacking, right? Hello, Alejandra. So glad to have you on here. What if that is absolutely true? And you just kind of begin to go, yeah, what if this is really true about me? How would I live? What would I be saying? What would my life be like? How would I be eating and engaging and how would I be interacting with my staff or with my peers? And you begin to entertain those kinds of thoughts around your wholeness. And that's where it starts. And you begin to put more time into entertaining that idea than the idea of, I'm a piece of crap. I'm never going to amount to anything. And we begin to just edge those negative thoughts out, and we begin to entertain God only, entertain good only. We begin to have that be a working part of our mind, a working part of our daily being. So that's kind of what I want us to work on this week, is to really on a daily basis, is to come back to this page 65 in the book Begin Within, and begin to really, really use the affirmation. So we've been working with, there we go, Begin Within. And the affirmation for this month, here's the beautiful picture on for this month, wholeness. It says, in this very moment, I am whole. My wholeness shows up in so many amazing ways. I enjoy my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual wholeness now. So imagine entertaining wholeness and using these affirmations, easing them into your daily practice. When I do a lot of my affirmations, I'll let you in on a little secret, because studies show that when we want to implement something new, that what we get an opportunity to do is to add it on to something that you're already doing. So in the mornings, and anytime that I brush my teeth or I'm doing my dental hygiene, whether it's with the water pick or the brush or the, whatever it is that you use, I say, I am healthy and wealthy and sexy and wise. I am healthy, wealthy, sexy and wise. And I just start singing this song in my head. I make it fun. I make it easy, and it could even be the tune of another song. But that's when I use that opportunity, especially because it's early upon waking up, when I'm taking care of my body and my oral hygiene, that I add this to my daily practice. It's the same thing in the shower. In the shower, when I could be mindlessly just, in doom and gloom or anxiety or fear or despair, I begin to give myself the messages or begin to have the thoughts about how amazing I am, how amazing my life is. My life is amazing. I have an amazing life. I love my life. And as you begin to now recognize that wholeness is where you start from, wholeness is where you start from. That is the beginning place. Boom. I am whole, and begin to entertain that. See, that's right, Sunny Day. My wholeness shows up in so many wonderful ways. Absolutely. And the name of the book, Alejandra, is Begin Within. Hit me up. Just send me a text message, and I'll send you the book. It's Begin Within. It's a playbook for living your genuine life. And I'm the author. You can get it on Amazon if you want. It'll get delivered right to you, or just hit me up and I'll send you a copy. So here's a little part of the inspirational message, and then we're just gonna go into a moment of silence. I'm gonna do a little bit of a guided spiritual practice for us so that we can start our day off. Um, I had so much fun writing this. Um, Here, behold, you are whole. Be whole. You can't help but be whole right now. Even when you don't feel whole, it cannot take an inch off of the wholeness that you are. Your experience may be different, but your essence is wholeness. The reason I had so much fun writing that was because I just imagined, that joke about one fish saying to the other fish, "What's this thing called the ocean?" You know, it's just like, just because you don't know you're in the ocean doesn't mean you're not in the ocean. It's the same. You are already whole. The power, the infinite presence of spirit, of creative intelligence is right where you are, and it is whole. So therefore you are whole. And even though you don't know it, even though it might not be part of your awareness, it doesn't take away from the wholeness that you already are. So just begin to have the thoughts and remind yourself on a daily basis, on a regular basis, several times a day. Every time you eat or drink, remind yourself, I'm whole. Add that kind of affirmation to something that you're already doing. Add that reminder here. Oh, you having coffee this morning? I'm whole. I'm whole. I'm perfect. I'm complete. There's nothing lacking. You're drinking your water in the morning. I'm whole. I'm perfect. I'm complete. There's nothing lacking. I live from my wholeness, and begin to expand upon that. And so let's just take a moment right now. Hopefully, folks who are viewing right now are not driving. If you are, please be careful. Do not close your eyes. But if you're in a place where you can, just simply close your eyes. I'm going to close mine and invite you to close yours as well. And just notice that sense of wholeness that happens automatically when you close your eyes. Just because you close your eyes doesn't make you less whole. Right where you are, wholeness is. With every breath that you take and with every breath that you release, know your wholeness more and more. And even if right now you're saying, yeah, but, the fears, the expectations, all of those things are just getting in the way, then play this game. If I were truly whole, perfect, and complete, how would I be thinking? What would I be thinking? How might I be living? What are the things in life that I would be doing to demonstrate my wholeness? And just begin to recognize that just because you may not think you're whole or feel you're whole in your wholeness, doesn't mean that wholeness is not the essence of who you are. You are complete. There is nothing lacking. The potentiality, the essence of spirit is right where you are. And so remind yourself, in this moment, I am whole. My wholeness shows up in so many amazing ways. I enjoy my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual wholeness now. And even if you want to just take one at a time, I enjoy my physical wholeness now. I enjoy my emotional wholeness now. I enjoy my mental wholeness now. I enjoy my spiritual wholeness now. And take in a nice cleansing breath. And then gently open your eyes. And see the beauty that surrounds you. And see the beauty that is you. Meaning the wholeness, the completeness that you are. It's right where you are. The reason you see it is because you are it. So thanks for being here with us today as we explore wholeness for the entire month of June. We've got 3 more Mondays this month in which to explore wholeness, and we're going to go deeper and deeper. This week is for you to begin to have regular thoughts throughout the day, reminding yourself of your wholeness. And if you can't remind yourself of your wholeness and you want to start just before that, is what might it be like for me if I were truly whole? What might that be like for me, right? And then if you appreciate this, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you and give you an opportunity to go to my website, aspiritualremedy.com. There you'll find that for 90 days, I have a 90-day program where you and 5 to 8 of your friends can get together, and I will facilitate 90-day spiritual growth sessions for you, where you will have me as your spiritual living coach. And I will guide you in some of these discoveries a little more intensely, a lot of fun, a lot of ways to discover things about yourself that you may not have known of, but also some of these brain hacks and some of these things that you can just apply to your daily life. Know that I'm here for you to provide loving support and the spiritual tools necessary for you to live your amazing life. So please go ahead and check it out. Know that you are loved and cared for, and reach out to me if there's anything else that I can provide for you. Know that you are loved. I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
Celebrate life. You celebrate your life. Celebrate the memories, the birds and the trees, the hugs and the kisses, the hits and the misses.
Don't wait till it's too late.
Don't wait till it's too late.
Love and appreciate.
Love and appreciate.
Show them that you care.
Show them that you care, and you'll always be there.
Yeah.
Celebrate life. Rejoice, rejoice. Celebrate life. Rejoice, rejoice,